Namaste, good afternoon to one and all. Link, learn and lead. This is Tycon Kerala 2014. All of you are most welcome. We are commencing this session of special interest track. Before we begin, I would love to request all of you to please refrain from using your mobile phones. You may either switch it off or turn them silent so that we can have an uninterrupted session. Similarly, for the kind attention of the speakers, please stick on to the time allotted. You may have a Q&A session right after your speech. Before I invite the speakers for this session, I would definitely love to introduce and welcome aboard the moderator for the same, the chairperson for the same. He is none other than the CEO and Managing Director of Woodhouse Limited, Mr. Ajit A. Moopan. Can I have your board, sir? A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Serving national and export markets. He is also founder of startup Decor Tech Innovations Private Limited. He's building an online ecosystem for Decor Products Universe, linking products companies, professionals and general users. It's a pleasure having you to monitor the session, sir. Welcome. Also now, with your permission, let me introduce and welcome the speaker too. Mr. R.B. Ramesh, he is a chess grandmaster and sports entrepreneur, founder Chess Gurukul. Mr. R.B. Ramesh is a sports professional turned sports entrepreneur. He is a chess grandmaster who has won many national and international events including British Championship in 2002 and Commonwealth Championship in 2007. R.B. Ramesh is a member of All India Chess Federation Indian Chess Team Selection Committee and team coach for Indian senior, junior, sub-junior teams over the past many years. He was the team captain of the Indian national team, which won the historic first bronze in chess Olympiad held in Tromsø, Norway earlier this year. He was also one of the commentators in World Chess Championship between Anand and Carlsen at Chennai 2013. Let's listen to Mr. R.B. Ramesh. Pleasure having you here. If I could request Mr. Ajit Moopan to...
Yeah, hello everybody. Before I go on to the speech, let me express my gratitude and thanks to Icon Kerala for giving me this opportunity to be here with you. And to be honest, I don't feel consider myself as an entrepreneur in the traditional sense. I see myself more as a chess player and who later turned to become a chess coach. And from that viewpoint, I would like to make this speech. And there are two difficult things which I have faced quite often. One is to speak about chess to people who are not chess professionals themselves. And the second difficult thing is to listen to someone who speaks about chess when we don't really know about the game. So I'm not going to attempt to do either of that today. And but I need to touch few things about my chess career because that is what makes me as a person, and that's what has given me and made me, and that's the whole reason I am here. And to become a successful chess player, we need certain qualities. Like we need to have some target, we need passion for the game, and we need to work really hard, understand the nuances, and make mistakes, try to analyze them, overcome them, and then that's the way we try to make the best out of ourselves. And in that sense, for a sportsman, he himself is the product, he is the capital, he is the investment, he is the manpower, and he is the motivation, and the profit is also his own success in his field. And if I have been able to be a reasonably successful chess player myself, and I have learned a lot of things along the way. And I later, once I became a chess coach, I tried to apply those same principles as a coach, and I have been able to be quite successful in that arena as well. So that's what I want to talk here about, the qualities required to be the best and to learn from our mistakes. That's the kind of speech I would like to give today. And before we go into that, I would like to briefly explain how I came to the game of chess. When I was around 10 years old, by the way, I'm 38 years old now. When I was a 10-year-old kid, I was more interested in, just like any other kid, to play cricket. And I was undergoing training at YMCA Chennai. And one fine day, one of my best friends, whom I don't know personally, he hit the ball very high, and by the power of gravity, it landed on right on top of my head. And the next thing I remembered was I was in a hospital, and that was the end of my budding cricket career. And a couple of months after this incident happened, my father was reading in the newspaper, and he came upon an article which said Vishwanathan Anand, he became the first grandmaster in India, from India. And he gave a meaningful look at me, especially at my head. And I gave a meaningful look at him as well, and that's how I became a chess player. And later on, I started playing the game at the age of 12, which was quite late, even the standards of those days. And I had to really make quick progress to catch up with my contemporaries. And for that, I understood I need to work really, really hard. And I also understood that I love this game more. I have passion for the game, and I also felt I had the skills necessary to become a top player. I have the talent. It's just a feeling every one of us have when we face something and we know whether we can do that successfully or not. I felt I could become a good chess player, and that was the motivation for me to put more effort. And soon, in 4 years' time, I managed to win the national under 18 championship at the age of 16. And that was the first real breakthrough in my chess career. And once you start tasting success, it kind of becomes very addictive, and you want to taste it again and again. And you also start exploring ways to improve your skill, your efficiency in what you learn from the time you put, and so on. So after winning the national championship, I started representing India in various international competitions, and later I qualified in the men's senior team, played for India in a couple of chess Olympiads. Later I won the British Championship, Commonwealth Championship in 2007, and so on. And along this path, I also managed to get employment with Indian Oil Corporation as an officer, and slowly because of my sports performances, I could get many promotions, and by the age of 30, I was already a deputy manager. And so when I was 30, I was at a point where I was a good chess player, have tasted success reasonably, and quite popular, at least in the chess circles, was earning quite well. And for an outsider, things were, I should be very happy with what has been happening with my life. But inside, I felt that was not the case. I felt I was missing something, and I started thinking more deeply about what that is. And I realized that for the promise and talent I had when I was young, I should have achieved much higher than what I did. And I understood there were many mistakes I made along the way, and I did not learn the proper lessons at the right time. And when I learned the proper lessons at the right time, by then it was already a bit too late to change myself. So, and looking around myself, I also felt there were many young children who were going through similar stages in their own life. And if 100 people start playing chess, then after 5 years, you will see hardly a couple of them sticking to the game. And 98 of them just wither away. And I understood that all of us are lacking in something, and given the experience and the number of mistakes I have committed before, I could be the right person to teach the young children, share my experiences and the lessons I learned from my own mistakes, and to help them not to repeat those mistakes in their chess career as well. So I felt what I could not achieve in my life, I wanted others to achieve, and achieve even bigger, and bring glory to our nation. So that was the passion I was developing with myself. And while I was a player, I used to work with many young players from other parts of the country. They used to come to Chennai, and we used to have training sessions together. And they used to be very hectic. We used to work like morning 5 o'clock till evening 8 or 9. So it's like very hard work, intense work. And I also learned a lot in the process about myself, and also about mistakes which other people are making, and I could learn from them as well. And after that, I reached a point where I realized making money, working in a company, having a secure life is not what I really wanted, and I wanted to explore new avenues. And that's when I talked to my wife. She was actually playing in a tournament, and I called her up and said, maybe I want to quit my job. What do you say? And she knew about the accident I had with him. So she understood that I could take crazy decisions at times. She immediately said, if you feel that's the right decision, go ahead and do it. And I'm lucky to have a wife like that. And the next day I went to my office, I gave my resignation letter, and my boss was really shocked because he thought I am a deputy manager having my own cabin, making a good salary, and I should be happy with my life. Instead, I'm making an idiotic decision by handing over my resignation. And suddenly we had a big crowd in the office, and everybody was trying to convince me that what I'm doing was not the right thing. It's going to hurt my future. And I was already married and had a 3-year-old kid, daughter by then. So they said, you're not only risking your own life, but also the security of your own family. So, but it's not something which I took on an instant. It's not a decision which I took in an instant, but I had been thinking about it for a long, and I just felt the time has come. And this I did not feel like I could convince them explaining all this. I just put up my paper and came back home. And it so happened that I had taken a housing loan from my company, and I have to repay around 15 lakhs for that. And I did not have that much money in my account. And I had to, like, in the morning we said I had to fall back on the 3 years, friends, family, and the fools, to beg, borrow, or steal. Not steal actually, okay, beg and borrow. And that's how I settled my loans, and then I got the PF, and that took care of the loans I took from my friends and family. So basically I started from scratch, and I had a family to take care of, but luckily the family was understanding enough. They understood, and they had the faith in me more than myself, that if I really want to achieve something, I have the capacity to achieve it. So I think that's very important as well. A good family to support you, especially when you're going through tough moments, and also when you're taking risky decisions. And when I was a player, I had to overcome many shortcomings, because those days in around 1988, there was no internet, there were no computers in our country, and there were not many chess tournaments. Say the prize money, you probably, like, if you win a big tournament, you'll make probably 500 or 1,000 rupees, and you couldn't really sustain yourself as a chess player with that kind of money. So the money was not the motivation; it was just the passion that gave you the strength to handle all the difficulties that come your way. And that really, I feel, it made me a lot more tougher than I would have been otherwise had I stuck to my career job with the Indian Oil. And one of the things which my boss said when I quit my job was, you know how big Indian Oil is, you know how much graduate who is more educationally qualified than you would give to get a job like this. And you are in this position and you are throwing it all away. And I said, I understand your point. Indian Oil is big, but I trust India is much bigger than Indian Oil. And I see much bigger opportunities out there than if I can just sit within this four walls. And that's not my passion, nor my competence did not lay there. And one of the difficulties which I faced when I was a young player was lack of information. And those days Soviet Union was dominating the chess arena, and that was mainly because they had many chess tournaments, and they had many strong chess players. There were many strong chess coaches, which was absent outside of the Soviet Union. And one of the things they did was to keep the information to themselves. They made sure that the information did not go to beyond their borders by writing all the books in Russian language. So for an English-speaking person or someone who does not know Russian, there was no way that, even though the information is there, to learn from the information. So information is a key. That's what we learned, and we understood that we need access to those information. And Bobby Fischer, legendary chess player from America, he learned Russian. He went to Russia. He bought the Russian books. He studied those books, and he beat those authors who wrote those books convincingly. And these are the examples which motivated me when I was young, and I was trying to do similar things in my own small way. And when I was trying to get access to information, I found it was not really forthcoming. There were no chess shops in India, and luckily my father was working in customs, so we could reach out to foreigners, and we imported few chess books, and they were quite prohibitively priced. So once I got the access to information, then I started working and trying to improve my skills in what I was trying to achieve. And there were at one time we had one chess magazine called The Informator. It was published mainly from Yugoslavia, and it contains no language, just the notations, E4, D4 kind of thing, which any chess player would know, would be familiar with. So we had this book, Informator, but it was quite a bulky one. It had like 500 pages each book, and around 1994 there were 50 volumes of that book. So we couldn't really carry those books to wherever we are planning to play tournaments, because I've traveled over 35 countries in my short chess career, and I've traveled almost to all the states in India more than 5 times. So we could really not carry the information with us. So I had to come up with a solution. And why I'm telling this is there will always be constraints which will try to pull us back, but you need to convert them into opportunities. And I got one of my friend who was not having a job, but he was having a lot of time. So I wrote that in chess we have easy work codes. Like for each opening you play, there are some codes, and a chess player will usually play only few openings. So I did not want the whole book, so I wrote down the easy work codes in a paper. I gave those 50 books to him. I said, you take this to your photocopy shop, and you just take the photocopy of these particular openings which I play. I don't need the rest of the information. So the 50 books, I managed to convert it into 3 or 4 books. And I could carry this information with me to all the tournaments. And that gave me a decisive advantage over my competitors. So what I'm trying to say is we need to find creative solutions, because the problem is the same for everyone. The constraints are the same for everyone. In business environment, the government is not facilitating, it's not targeting any particular individual. It's the same for everyone, and we need to come up with creative solutions to overcome those constraints. And I also learned that there is no point in blaming others for our mistakes, and we have to own up for our shortcomings, and we have to be humble enough to accept our weaknesses and try to overcome them with our own efforts. And this is one thing which I'm sure every sportsman will be keenly aware. And one of the reasons why I decided to quit my job was I was looking at the chess scenario in India, and especially the women chess, if you take, it was in a very pathetic situation. At least in the men chess, there were young children who were coming up, and the parents, under our the way our society is built, they are more willing to bank on their son than in exploring the new avenues as career option. But when it comes to girls, the parents could turn out to be conservative at times. So probably that was one of the reasons, and we did not really produce many top-level women chess players from our country, barring a couple of them. So, and I set one of my targets as to contribute in a way so that more young girls could take to chess and become successful in that. And I also realized that there were many talented people spread all over India, and there are many talented kids coming from faraway villages too, and they are extremely well talented, but they don't have the right backing, either financially or. I know of one player whose father expired when the child was just 3, and the kid was phenomenally talented, and he did not have the parental support nor financial backing. So, and only the players who had the wherewithal to overcome the issues, they could become good players. So, in that sense, I wanted to support people who are coming from economically challenged background. And in that purpose in mind, we also started a charitable trust, Chess Gurukul Charitable Trust, and through that we are also supporting many talented young children to realize their dreams, to build a career out of chess. And when I wanted to start my chess career as a coach, I got an opportunity to speak with one top Russian coach, and I asked him, can you give me some ideas or some tips on how to become a successful coach? And he said, first and foremost thing, you as a coach, you should realize that you're not supposed to teach everything you know, because if you do that, then you reach your expiry date within a year or so. People will suck out all the information from you, and you will be left with nothing. And I lost, to be honest, I lost most of my respect for the coach at that moment, because I felt if you're not going to be honest with yourself, and if you're not going to be honest with your student, there is no way you're going to teach him the qualities which will make you a successful player. And I think that is one very important thing we need to keep in mind. We need to be honest with ourselves, and we need to have only two things should be a priority. One is we need to be truthful to our conscience, and we need to be as honest as possible with ourselves and to those who at least put their trust on us. And I have given most of the material which I use for my preparation. That's what I use for my students as well. So all the students, they get the information straight away from a grandmaster, and that's how I've been able to produce many grandmasters, international masters for our country. And it's also important for us to understand that we are not going to be successful all the time, and in all our ideas, they don't necessarily have to be working in our favor, and we should be able to accept the mistakes, analyze them, try to find out the reasons why our idea did not work out the way we expected it to work. And also we have to understand that the success does not have to reach us at the time when we are expecting it. It could have its own time schedule. So we should be patient, and instead of directly focusing on the result, which is also very important, I agree. But to get the result, we need to go about it in an indirect way. Instead, we should try to focus on our efforts, because the efforts produce results. And if we can focus our concentration on our efforts, then there is a very good chance that the results will follow. I strongly believe that our efforts is the engine, and the results are like the bogie of the train. They have to follow the engine. And many young children, they run behind the results first, and when they don't get the results, they tend to quit. And so I think that is one mistake many young children do, and probably many of us as entrepreneurs can also try to avoid. And after I quit my job, started my academy, I probably had less than 10 students in my academy. But over the years, we have branched out quite phenomenally. We have produced many world category champions, Commonwealth champions, Asian champions, national champions, state level champions. And we also have students all over the world. We have students in more than 10 countries. We have at least 150 professional students just from the US alone. So we have students from Australia, Zambia, South Africa, Netherlands, the Middle East. So I think now I feel the decision which I took, quitting the job and running behind my passion, giving everything I have, has turned out successfully. And all my coaches, we have around 15 coaches, and most of them make much more every month than what I was making myself when I was working with Indian Oil. So I feel I'm happy that I could make small difference in the lives of those 15 coaches and numerous students I have worked with. And with this, I would like to conclude my speech. And, thanks again, Raikon, for the opportunity.
Thanks, Ramesh. That was a wonderful delivery of life lessons. What was lost to cricket is gain of chess. I'm fortunate that the accident did not culminate in an event like tragic event like Hughes. We should thank Almighty for that. And Ramesh's recallings and analogies drawn from chess to the life lessons was indeed quite informative and educative for all of us. And it's also drawn in strong value systems talked about, and ultimately also about strong focus on efforts and be patient for.
Yeah, one thing I learned very early in my life is not to look at problems as pains or as setbacks. And what I sincerely believe is like, uh, the way I tell my students is like, usually we see things coming as problem, 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 and then we see opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. So things come disguised as problems, and if you don't handle it well, then it could easily turn out to be lost opportunities. So I don't want to see the difficulties or hurdles which I faced when I started my business. I don't want to see them as hurdles in my way, but just different kind of opportunity. Well, to start with, as I said, I did not have any capital, and I did not have any financial backing, and I did not have any coach working for me. So it was a one-man job, and I did not have a place even to start the academy. And I rented a house just across my street so I could save my time on travel. And as I said, there were hardly less than 10 students with us, and it was not really easy to make a profit in the first few months. But within few months, uh, when people realized that here is one place where you get quality training, then through word of mouth it spread, and suddenly we had more people than we could accept. So that's how it is.
I have a question for you, Ramesh.
Yeah.
Your academy, you've trained various students. To what level have they reached? I mean, your highest performer?
Yeah, in chess we have many age category tournaments. Like it starts from the age of 8. We have under 8 championship at the national level, at the state level, at the Asian level, Commonwealth level, and the world level. So every year these championships are held separately for boys and girls. And I started my academy in 2008, and from that year onwards till now we have produced more than 30 national champions, and more than 50 medals in Asian and world youth categories. And many of my students, they have become grandmasters, which is the highest title one can get in chess.
That
So,
calls for a round of applause.
and recently we won, India won the bronze medal in the chess Olympiad, where 170 countries played. We started as the 19th seed, but we managed to finish third. And it is the first time India gets a medal at the international level, and I'm honored to be the coach for the Indian team.
That's very comforting and gratifying indeed, with Vishwanath Anand slowly getting out of form. We are rest assured now that more Vishwanath Anands are on the way. Thanks, Ramesh.
Thank you.
Over to you, Ed.
Yeah, thank you so much. I would now love to hand over a token of appreciation and a mentor to you. I would love to request Mr. Ajit Mupin to please do the honors on behalf of TiCon Kerala 2014. A big round, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, sir. I would love to welcome aboard Mr. A.V.R. Chaudhary, the founder chairman, GNC Global Consortium Private Limited. Welcome aboard, sir. After 20 illustrious years of award-winning performance at one of India's top PSUs, Mr. Chaudhary set up GNC Global in 2004, which in a span of 10 years has grown to become South India's #1 real estate consultancy and wealth management firm, and among the top in country in its field of operations. GNC is today a non-stop, one-stop shop for any Indian or NRI's real estate requirements, and as on date, it has handled investments worth rupees 5,250 crores. With a 60-member team across 14 offices in India and abroad, GNC is the go-to source for the smartest real estate investment opportunities in India. Pleasure having you here, sir. And Mr. Ajit, if you could please take over.
Over to you. We have a 25-minute session and 5 minutes for a Q&A.
When earlier speaker Ramesh was speaking, it's a very strange coincidence thing. I don't know whether I shared with you. The audience will be very happy to see a second degree of achievement where you left. You know, you were with Indian Oil, I was with Bharat Petroleum. Now what I'm going to say, probably I can see some of those who are working, some of are entrepreneurs, some are on the verge of setting up something. Whatever I'm saying, I'm going to mention about the latest trends and opportunities in real estate to make a long-term wealth for your families. But in the bargain, subject will be there. But in the bargain, at each stage, you will find a lot of fundamental teachings about how you can go scale up in your life, and taking from where Ramesh left. I was with the Bharat Petroleum as the divisional manager. I was rated best in the country, and but no money coming to my pocket, because unless you are honest, you can't make money in a public sector, and then there is no point in thinking about the mammoth organization. A lot of bureaucracy is there. Not talent only need not be rewarded there. That's a fact of life. So either you fight the system or you get out and do your job. So I chose to opt the second one, because you have limited life and you can keep fighting and grumble and tell people sob stories, cry. Nothing is going to happen. Nobody cares about you. You will only suffer further. So I realized this. I thought I have an opportunity to move, but I did not know what is that opportunity, because I did not have working capital. I have only my brain capital to invest, but I did not know which is that avenue which can fetch me that kind of business. So during that time, when I was the divisional manager for Bharat Petroleum Karnataka, one of the broker has got a flat for me in Bangalore. I am based in Bangalore, through a builder called Prestige, which is one of the number top in the country today. He got the flat at 1500 rupees per square feet, sold the same thing at 2000 rupees, 2500 after 1 year, making me 20 lakhs profit in 1 year, which is 4 times my annual salary. There is no brain required to think and to get a shock, saying 4 times my annual salary I am getting versus a divisional manager salary where I am best in the country but still I am not happy. So I took a call that this could be one business, but what triggered me to take call is the broker who got me flat did not know how to touch a computer. He doesn't know what is an email, and he was a mediator between me and the builder. He is a honest man, but he did not do any great service. He just connected me to the builder. So I thought if he can make me money like that, I am much more capable than him. And I saw a big void that like me, there are thousands of professionals around the world who thinks that they are doing well till they come out and they analyze about their life. Life is already finished. So I know that there are thousands of professionals around the world who can be enlightened through me. In the bargain, I'll make money. That's why if you see, in the next 20 minutes, what I'm going to make a presentation. Creating wealth for all is your tagline. Is this? Otherwise, you can use mine. You have a challenge. Taking a part of nothing to say about the organizing things. But I generally in life, you need to take care. Maybe I can tell a point. So I carried this later, because organizers will arrange, but what if they don't arrange? I can't fail. That's where at each and every stage of our entire career, we have taken care that other person may do it, but what if he doesn't do? That we can't do it, because I'm a speaker in some of the international conventions. Surprisingly, you have at least organized everything, but there are occasions where there is a slide mover is not there. We don't know what to do when you go to the podium. So I started carrying this with me. So this just as a off track, just want to mention about the preparedness, how
Backup.
Yeah,
Actually,
as a backup.
Actually, we created an opportunity for that you can give a lesson.
Yes. And that's what the entrepreneurship is meaning, Okay. Okay, it's okay. Now, sorry, no, pointer. Is it the center one which I have to point? I am not seeing an icon. It's okay. It's not going to hand here. So, what you can see, that creating wealth for all is a registered trademark. So, when we start a company, one thing you need to protect is your intellectual property rights. One way people laughed at me, you are talking with creating wealth for all, logo, a company, you are yet to start, you are a single man show, so you have to become a company, how can you think? I said, anyway I quit the company, because that time when I resigned from Bharat Petroleum, a lot of people pitied me. They said, you are becoming a broker. Broker is somebody who is going on a two-wheeler, a client like you follows in a four-wheeler, that's an image of a broker society. I had nothing wrong about it, but that's how people perceive. But I did not choose to care what they thought, because I am fighting for my family's life and for my career. So if I bother about what others think, you will never come up. That was the, just that had the, traces in my mind. And if I am best in the country, I can be best for myself, which is what I teaches also as a philosophy to the entrepreneurs. So in fact, I came to know about all this after I became successful. So, but I found that, you teach all those things. To start with, I realized one thing, that if you are a mediocre man, if you are a broker, a small time petty broker, nobody values. So I started doing, I'll come back to the South India profile. I started doing mega deals. This is around 52 crore worth of transaction in Bangalore. It's an IT park. Total tower is around 1.7 lakhs. Out of that, we have done around 1.5 lakhs. Next, what you see is the entire tower is around 105 crores, which is around worth 220 crores. When I say facilitation, let's say you are a builder and he's an industrialist. I am connecting both and doing the deal, hand holding and completing the transaction. Next, what you are seeing is, what is DLF for North, is Embassy for South India. They are based in Bangalore. They are the biggest IT construction company in India, which hardly anybody will notice, because DLF is what you hear, but you won't hear about him because they are they don't publicize. So this is around 82 crore. This is a Cisco campus what you find in Bangalore, which is the biggest campus outside USA in the world, in India. What you see next is this is the biggest transaction we have done in our career. 6.1 million square feet in Hyderabad. I have taken builders called the USV from Bangalore to form a SPV with an industrialist and bidding for the government land, and we got this in Hyderabad. That time the land alone is valued at 170 crore. Today the land is valued at 1200 crore in the market value. What you saw in the past 4 slides is the biggest builders of South India based in Bangalore. I have done 800 crore worth of transactions. I became like a blue-eyed boy. So my whole target was, if I become the best for them, I can demand those pre-public launch. What the broker got for me was a director's quota. Before it went public, he got made 1500. Builder launched at 2000, he sold at 2500. So there is no brain required about making money, because you'll end up making money by default. For me to get that position, I need to become the best. So I started demanding pre-public launch from the same builders. Embassy gave me the first break. I'm an Andhra settled in Bangalore because I was the DM Karnataka, so I settled down in Bangalore. But I am from Andhra Pradesh. They said, we are doing a project in Hyderabad, which will become the best villa project of Hyderabad. I will give you some 20 villas at 65 lakhs, but they are worth 1 crore in valuation. When it becomes completed, it will become double. So I saw only 3 things. 10 lakhs is the booking amount, 35 lakhs is what you gain when you book on the spot. It becomes double, no brain required. That was the traces in my brain. So I sold off all these 20 villas what allotted to me in 3 working days. Went on to then create another 35 sales. What you see on the slide is 55 villas sitting in Bangalore. We could sell in Hyderabad with those 3 bullet points. Now I'll spend 1 or 2 minutes which will benefit you surely, because what you hear from me is useful throughout life. You don't have to understand about real estate anymore in your life. It's a very big statement I'm making, but it is true. At the end of 20 minutes you'll find. You keep these fundamentals of investment in your mind, never will go wrong in life. There could be an officer here, there could be a chairman of a company, maybe 1 crore to 1 million people sitting in this hall. The fundamentals what I am teaching is going to be the same throughout life. If you see this, I'll spend a minute on this slide to drive the fundamentals of investment, where biggest mistakes are done by people. Example, this is 65 lakhs. A lot of people used to be brash. I have down cash, I'll pay 65 lakhs. They won't take loan. Loan means they think it is bad. Taking a loan for buying a Mercedes Benz is a bad loan, but taking a loan to leverage and to multiply property is a good loan. So that has to be differentiated. So I encourage people, don't put full money, put 20%. So in this case it is 12 lakhs. Rest is bank loan. Now somebody argued for bank loan from New York, California, because a lot of these investors are NRIs, 22 are NRIs. They said they can't come from abroad. So I told them, sitting anywhere in the world, based on your salary slip, today banks give loan, which we will get for you, and you send the documents to our office based on my checklist. Then the banks will pick up the file from my office. No brain required, because you sit anywhere in the world. As an Andhra, you buy in Hyderabad through me without seeing the property. When it becomes double, we will sell. That's what happened. Here, if you see that today's current value, it's 3.5 crore. It's not easy, because 600% gain doesn't happen. But if you lay hand on a good product, these things can happen. Second is, this is a 6.1 million square feet deal what we have done in Hyderabad through the Divyasri, they gave me a reward of 62 apartments next to Wipro campus in on Sarjapur Road. A few of you know Wipro in Bangalore. Next to that, apartments given to me at 2300, saying they will go to public at 29, and also with a vision that they will become double when they are completed. Again, I went to the people. In this 62 apartments, what you find, it's a record of Bangalore that time. I sold off in 3 weeks. But out of 62, only 8 are Kannadigas. All others are non-Kannadigas, non-Bangaloreans who are Maharashtrians, North Indians and Tamilians and Malayatis, where I made them look at opportunity like a commodity. Real estate is like a commodity. When you want to buy a Microsoft share, you won't say show me Bill Gates. You'll buy Microsoft share because it's a good share. The same thing I told them, best builder of South India, giving you the best project at a pre-public launch at a discounted price, going to public at a higher price, it is going to double or triple, no brain required. That's a thesis I had put. Then I told them, you may be located anywhere in the world, in Dubai, Australia or Mauritius where we have branches, but you'll be buying through me and I will resell for you. You don't have to bother your old parents, don't have to take obligation from your relatives. So going forward, this is Kerala. I'm in Cochin. If many of you, I am guessing you are from Cochin, this is Marine Drive. This product I am proud to tell you that has been brought by us through a Singapore architect called CPG. I introduced them to Prestige, who are Bangalore based builders. As a reward to me, they gave me 20 apartments at 3200, saying they will go to public at 39, they will become 7,500. Today, they are 9,500 rupees. And for your information, this will remain the best ever project of Kerala in its lifetime for the next 100 years, because CRZ rules doesn't permit you to do apartments in the water. This is right in the water. So out of 20 apartments what you see, 18 are non-Keralites. They have not seen Cochin in their lifetime, but I made them invest. 70 lakhs flat, you need to put 12 lakhs, rest is bank loan. 70 lakhs become 2 crore, I will sell for you and you make. That's why you see the percentages there, 400%. 400% against your money invested. Now I will be a little faster because I have explained the fundamentals of investment, how you should think about real estate. Going forward, now this is the biggest township of South India, 120-acre township in Electronic City, Bangalore by Patel Engineering. There could be a matter of interest for you. Generally, I don't do, see as a speaker, I don't try to sell a project. But there is one product I would like to take liberty to break the norm of the speaking circuit. If I don't tell, you will never come to know in your life, because that is exclusive to us in the country and it is first of its kind in India. It's called Starlit Suites. It is, see, this is a 120-acre township. This is the biggest township of South India. 24 lakh square feet shopping mall under construction in Electronic City. In this, there is one tower called Hotel Apartments, which could be of immense use to any of you sitting in this audience. We recommend that in your lifetime, at least one unit you possess. This is called Hotel Apartments, like your Marriott Suites, Hilton Suites. This is called Starlit, which is #1 in the country, and where these 126 apartments in 18 floors were sold out in 2 months. They work like this. Let's say you buy one apartment and somebody buys here, somebody buys here. When you buy an apartment for 50 lakhs payable over a period of 3 years, it is registered in your name. You hand over the possession to the hotel operator. Hotel operator will run the entire tower like a hotel. Whatever is the money received is shared with you 50%. You will make around 50,000 per month. Let's say Marine Drive, Neptune Courtyard, what I showed you in the previous example, a flat will cost you 2.2 crore today. Please go and get on rent. You'll get for 50,000. Ridiculous. The most, immature way of investing to rent out. 2.2 crore fetching 50,000 is actually crime. It's less than 2%. Here, same 2.2 crore will fetch you 2.2 lakh per month. Just keep this in mind. It was sold out in Bangalore, but the people got upset about us that why you are not shared, because it was limited. Now they are all open. This is Cochin, the first of its kind in Kerala, the first platinum rated tower of Kerala. 1 kilometer just before Lee Meridian, when you go on the highway next to White Fort Hotel, you will find this building under construction. Income is going to start next year, July. 57 lakhs will fetch you 57,000 per month, which is a record of Kerala again. So it's under construction. This is in Tirupati, this is in Bangalore, this is Hyderabad. Next, we are going to launch in January, Mauritius. This is a 52-acre waterfront project. Again, hotel apartments. Any of you sitting here, NRIs, you are eligible to invest where you can make a good money. I'll skip all these things. These are all same examples. This is the best ever launched tower of Andhra Pradesh. 30-story, fully furnished, fully air-conditioned, fully serviced apartments, where there is a relevance for you. You all have a chance to, if you are thinking about investment, to invest in Chennai, called free interest scheme, where you invest 20% of your original amount and then rest is bank loan and the interest is paid by the builder. By the time the building is turned around, you make around 200%. Here people have made 300%. Going forward, this is 50% guaranteed in 18 months. You put 1 crore, you get 1.5 crore check plus property. Either you keep the property or encash the check after 18 months. All these things, instead of me talking on the sales offers, you can always visit the stall, but I'll focus on the fundamentals now. 6 million square feet, malls and multiplexes and hotels. Mandate is given by the builders. We have done Hilton Garden in Hyderabad, Hyatt Place in Bangalore, 124 room hotel. This is Aditya Birla Mall Hyper Mall in Hyderabad. Ekar group of hotels. We have done 3 hotels. One Formula 1 hotel in OMR Chennai, Hyderabad ETAP and Bangalore, Ibis Hotel. NRI services. I'm called almost like a real estate doctor in abroad, because I keep touring US every 6 months, covering 20 to 25 cities, hosting seminars. Actually, this material is actually meant for them, where I go over 40 minutes, which I am trying to compress. So all these are the services which will give. That's why we are called one-stop shop. Facilitator for Singapore Building Authority, foreign direct investment. This is the key for our success. Whatever properties are sold by us are resold by us on their behalf. That's why you don't have to go to anybody when you buy through us. 10 common mistakes done by investors around the world. It is applicable to NRIs, it is applicable to investors. I'll just take 1 second on each point. I already have a parent's house, hence not interested. The biggest mistake a wealthy couple do is, my parents have homes, my in-laws have homes, so I don't need to buy a house. But the whole idea is, if you are eligible for a bank loan, which you will be based on your salary, 1 crore apartment you can buy for 20 lakhs. Rest is bank loan. But 1 crore becomes 2 crore, which you have seen, it will become in my example, you make 1 crore profit. So you pay 20 lakhs, you pay bank another 20 lakhs interest, you are making 1 crore profit. That's where you multiply your money. So I always tell those people that unless you are allergic to money, please don't invest, because your parents may have 100 homes, your in-laws may have 100 homes, but you can be on your own. I already have a site flat in my hometown, hence not interested. This is the biggest mistake done by 8 out of 10 in the world. Somebody, if I talk about Cochin, he may say, do you have anything in Thrissur? Somebody may say, do you have anything in Trivandrum? His mind is in his home state. Because the human mentality is, when you grow in your life, you would like to show to your relatives, your friends back in your village or in your district headquarters, you arrived in life. That's a latent thing which you can't make out. So you tend to ask, in my hometown, what is there? But the idea is, go where money is there. As I told, Bill Gates, you won't demand to see if I ask you Microsoft, because you will buy Microsoft. Same thing, the best properties in Bangalore, though you are a Malayali, you should invest. The way all the non-Malayalis, 18 Malayalis invested in Cochin based on my word, that's an example you have to keep. So never ask for your own hometown, always go where money is there. I already own a house that is earning, this is the biggest crime. You can answer yourself at the end of the seminar. If any of you are sitting in this hall, owns a rental asset, you answer 2 questions. Will you be staying in that flat in your life, in future, or will your children live in that flat? If your answer is they are never going to live, you are never going to live, you must sell the flat within 24 hours, because in a very dramatic way to put it, it's a crime to hold a rental apartment fetching you 2%, because an apartment which is 1 crore has become 3 crore, will not become 6 crores in future. 3 crore flat may become 3.1, 3.2 in next few years, but fetching you 2%. Whereas when a flat which you bought at 50 lakhs becomes 3 crore, you sell it off mercilessly, double that money somewhere else instead of latching onto that. Many people actually even think funnily. They say, I bought for 50 lakhs, it is 5 crore. If I sell, I can't buy at 50,000 again, 50 lakhs again. That's why I will never sell that flat. So they will latch onto that flat, keep on earning that 2% revenue, and that 5 crore will become static. It will never become 3 times. Whereas in my example, every year you have a compounded rate of 30% per annum. So in 3 years, you will end up doubling your money, if you invest wisely. I do not have a good experience in my first investment. This is true. It's once bitten, twice shy. You can't run away from real estate because you have been cheated by a rogue broker, or somebody unethical man has cheated you. You should not switch away. As Mr. Modi has mentioned in the address, India is going to be a one-way traffic story. If you don't participate, you and your family only will be affected in fortunes, not anybody else. So I'm probably giving a very harsh statement in the interest of saving time and the kind of time I'm given. I don't want to excess too much. That's why I'm compressing. Certain of the words may look very brash and kind of straight. So please don't my language. Focus on the message. I'm not sure when and where to relocate. This is applicable more to NRIs. A lot of people say, I don't know when I'm going to relocate to India or my capital, so I will see later. This I will skip. I may relocate this for NRIs. I'm not aware that I can take home loan in India. This is again for NRIs. I do not want to. This is true. A lot of people say it's a headache property. I don't want to saddle my parents or my the cousins with this. But if you spot a agency like us, real estate consultancy firm, then the work is done. A father, what he does, the role is replaced by our company. That's how we operate. I do not know where to get started. So there are 4 avenues. Before I conclude in the next 5 minutes, there are 4 avenues to get started throughout life, as I said. First is, if you have 10 to 20 lakhs, you can make 15 to 30 lakhs in 2.5 years time by rotating, by taking loan. This is a table which I would like to share when you come to the stall. Second is 25 to 50 lakhs if you have money, you can make 50 to 90 lakhs profit. Third is legally guaranteed assets. You invest X amount of money, X plus 50% in 18 months. This is monthly income asset, 4th category, where you make around 50 lakhs to invest, 50,000 per month is the income. What are the opportunities? This is Cochin, what we are talking, the best of Kerala in its lifetime. First platinum rated tower. Around 3 lakh square feet is a commercial, 126 rooms. We have only 21 units left out because the income is going to start from next July. Registration will be done by February. You all can participate if you want. This is Tirupati. 60 lakhs will fetch you 60,000, 40 lakhs will fetch you 40,000. That you will be paying over a period of 2 years. Whereas in Cochin, you have to pay in the next 6 months. This is Pune, next to World Trade Center and abutting the Eon IT Park, which is very popular, you all know. This is 57 lakhs will fetch you 57,000. This is Gachibowli, Hyderabad, the heart of IT hub, where 80 lakhs will fetch you 80,000. Mauritius. In all these things, one thing you have to keep in mind, 7 days per year, you get a complimentary stay for your family, friends, anytime you want throughout year, besides your earning income. And it will come to your ECS, by a bank credit, it will come to you every month 25th. And you get an audited statement. Last is lifestyle asset. When you make a lot of money, when you have savings, then only you should get into this life and leisure where farmlands, gated community farmland. The first of its kind in South India is near outskirts of Bangalore and in Tamil Nadu, technically Tamil Nadu, Hosur. And it's called Little England of India. That's an acronym. Beautiful weather and a quarter acre will be at 19 lakhs and a half acre is at 38 lakhs. You could think of, any South Indian could think of, retiring peacefully on the outskirts of Bangalore with growing organic vegetables and fruits, and a 15-acre clubhouse is there with a sports complex and a lot of things. Now these are the flavor. You'll get a flavor of how we deal. What kind of products are offered, so that for you to get a confidence. This is in Bangalore, Electronic City, 19 story with a rooftop, 16-floor swimming pool. This is the waterfront, 25-acre waterfront villa project. This is the tallest tower of South India, 52 floors in Bangalore. This is the tallest tower of lakefront tower of South India in Bangalore. Hyderabad. These are the few examples. These are 7-star residences in Jubilee Hills, 7 crore to 14 crores homes. Chennai. I would encourage, again I am departing from the tradition of mentioning about a sale, just a minute. 40-acre, fully furnished, fully air conditioned, fully serviced homes in Chennai, ocean view. Anybody in this hall who can put 9 lakhs in the 1 month, next 1 month, 18 lakhs in the next 6 months can get into this and make around 100% profit. A 3-bedroom flat of 82 lakhs, you just pay 9 lakhs now and 9 lakhs in next 6 months. You can make around 25 lakhs profit because interest is paid by the builder and position is after 2.5 years. This is how the roads are already completed. Shapurji, Pallanji, Cochin, Pune, Mumbai. I have come to, see this, I am from Vijayawada, the new capital is getting formed. The best of Andhra Pradesh is going to hit market after 4 months. And this is Vizag. Now I'll skip all this because these are the markets which you are, sorry, yeah. And these are all the locations where we are located. Now, smart cities. Maybe I'll take 2 minutes to mention about smart cities, IT, something related. I was invited by House of Lords in London last month to speak on investment in smart cities in India for Britishers and NRIs. And all of you would have heard about Mr. Modi, saying 100 smart cities will be put up in India. these are the scope you have. You can keep in mind as an IT, a lot of IT professionals are there. It's not there, but I will mention traffic management, pollution control management, and the gas control, the essential commodities, sensors. It's all the smart cities are wide cities, which will take at least 6 to 8 years. Anybody in the IT domain has a scope to participate in the smart cities. Please keep in mind, because you have 100 smart cities coming up, almost involving around 18,000 crores of potential. So anybody wants to check about the potential, I'm available actually in the next 2 years, 2 days. So I can tell you on a friendship basis how you can leverage that for your IT domain. I think I will conclude here and take question and answers. But just to mention, with humility, we are today number one, and with 14 branches. Wherever we have branches, we are with the top 5 builders only, working with them, so that investors' money is safe and nobody's money is in danger. That's a philosophy we follow, and it's an endless opportunity. Any of you want to know more details? We have a small registration pad is kept. You feel free, if you wanted to be in touch with us, you can scribble your mail ID and my volunteers are there. Or we have our stall with that logo you'll be seeing outside. You can come and spend some time. My team of 5 people are available.
Thank you, Mr. Chaudhary, for enlightening us with cardinal principles of investment in real estate, intermixed with opportunities showcased. I think since we have little exceeded on time, anybody with questions or interest can approach the stall and take it forward from there. That'll be fine? Yeah, sure. Okay, so over to you, MC.
Yeah, the topic is open for discussion now. You may go for questions.
The discussion is skipped, MC, so we will present a memento.
All right, so that was it. Thank you so much, sir, once again, and please accept the token of appreciation from Tycoon Kerala 2014. Mr. Ajit, if you could please do the honors. And of course, a big round of applause. Let's move on to the last and final speaker for the whole session. I would love to invite Tanvi Bhatt, the personal branding pioneer in India, personal brand strategist. If I could welcome aboard you, ma'am. As the pioneer of personal branding in India, Tanvi empowers leaders to become thought leaders and thought leaders to become icons at Panache, India's premier personal branding company. The go-to speaker and authority on personal branding in India, Tanvi is recognized as a personal branding expert for the CXOs by the Economic Times corporate dossier, where she writes on all things personal branding under her signature column, Brand You. Tanvi is a regularly featured expert across national and international newspapers and magazines such as The Times of India, The Economic Times, Entrepreneur, INC Pitch, YSF, to name a few. Tanvi was presented with the Best Young Women Entrepreneur at the National Women Leaders in India Awards 2013 for having founded India's premier personal branding company, Panache, at a young age of 22. Tanvi has been felicitated as Brand Strategist of the Year 2014 at the Brands Academy Leadership Excellence Award by the Strategy King and Grandmaster Vishwanathan Anand. Apart from consulting with the CXOs of the Indian Corporate Society, Tanvi frequently speaks at MNCs like KPMG, SAP, Infosys, Mahindra, Tata Group, and PSG Chamber of Commerce, etc. Happy having you aboard, ma'am, and please.
Okay, so we have a 25 minutes addressal by Tanvi as a host of achievements. We are eager to hear from you. And then we have followed by 5 minutes of Q&A. Thank you.
Are y'all able to see this? Should we dim the lights?
Yeah, maybe we can have that light off.
I think because I can't read anything from yours, so I'm just wondering how we all can. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us at the TI conference today. The topic, which is very close to my heart, which is personal branding, and I'm going to spend another 25, 30 I will take the liberty of extending by a few minutes for the benefit of the audience. I'm going to help you all understand what personal branding really means and how you can be evolved as an icon in your respective industry or community by following certain basic principles of letting world know who you are, what you're made of, what you dream of, and how you are here to make a difference in the society. How many of you all in this room are dreamers? Come on, be proud of it. Okay. How many of y'all are doers? What about the rest who raise their hands? They just keep dreaming? Daydreaming?
Actually, you can take a few more minutes. We have the time
Okay.
because we saved a little bit on the other session. So please
Sure.
take.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Great. So now you're stuck with me for the next 30, 40 minutes. Okay. Ever since we've started working or setting up our own businesses, we've seen leaders and thought leaders all around us. Agree? According to y'all, y'all can just name a few that come to your mind. Who is the most inspirational thought leader that you look up to? Your favorite thought leaders? Steve Jobs. Who's that? I can't hear you. Osho. Okay, yeah, right. I'm sorry? Oh, our president, ex-president Abdul Kalam, right. Anybody else? Thought leaders. Accepted. Anybody else? Abraham Lincoln. Brilliant. Swami Vivekananda. What do you all think differentiates, mere leaders from these thought leaders? They inspire you? What else?
They have a larger vision.
A larger vision. A greater purpose? Right? What else? Why do you look up to these people?
Probably they have a body of work to show you. Probably an example.
Their body of work or their legacy that they've left behind. So, leaders are very many all across the world. But thought leaders, in my humble opinion, they're a rare and distinguished breed. They are the dreamers. They are the ones who've changed the world in their humble capacities. But more often than not, they are celebrated as the icons of their generation. It really does not matter where they've come from or who they were once upon a time. What really matters is what they've done in a lifetime, how they've inspired you. Change is the soul of their thought leadership. And thought leadership is the soul of their leadership, which is what differentiates them, elevates them from mere leaders in the world. Devoid of which their personal brand or their personal life stories would have lacked the most beautiful element of it all, the soulful inspiration which drove them, motivated them to do something larger than life, to inspire a million others for generations to come, to impact the world in their own humble ways. The human soul is wired to seek inspiration in everything around us. But more importantly, in people, in their stories. Stories which resonate with ours, stories which inspire us, stories which make us want to do more, be more. These are the thought leaders who've personified such epic stories in their lifetimes, which have inspired generations to come. And that is what forms the genesis of their personal brands, their legacies. That is what we celebrate them for today. Even years or decades or centuries sometimes after they've ceased to exist amongst us. That is the power of your thought leadership and your personal brand. Your dream, your dare, and your do until the very end of it all. That is what epic brand stories are made of. So tell me, what do you dream of? You all are dreamers that you say. What do you dream of? What is that change you're striving to make around you? I'm not saying you have to be the Vivekananda or the Steve Jobs or the Nelson Mandelas of your communities. But what is that humble difference or change you are working towards? What is that brand story you're in the making of? And what is it that you wish to be celebrated for 50 years from now? What do you dream of? Ask yourself when you go back home today. But for now, ask yourself, since the topic we are discussing right now is personal branding, do you honestly believe when you ask yourself, am I a brand? Yes or no? How many yeses? That's it? That was a midway yes. What about others? Understand my question. I did not ask you if you think you're an icon. Do you think you're a brand? Let me twist the question to make it more relevant. Do you think you have a reputation in the industry? How many yeses for this? Others? Everybody has a reputation in the industry, good, bad, ugly, whatever it might be. Agree? Yes? Unanimously, yes? Okay. So, my dear friend, if you think you have a reputation in the industry, you have a brand in the industry. It is what people know, think, feel, talk about you when you're not there in the same room with them. That is your brand, that is your reputation. And that is nothing but your thought leadership. What they talk about you. What is that exclusive promise of value which you bring on the table? What is that change or difference or dream that you are chasing? What do you stand for? What is your dream today? And is the world in on your dream? More importantly, do they know what difference you're trying to make? If not, it's time. It's time to let the world in on what you dream of and what you wish to achieve in your life. So let's put the question out here once again. Now, do you think you're a brand? Yes? Loud and proud, yes? Not good enough. Am I a brand? I think probably we missed the T, that's why, there's low key and energy. All right. So I will accept it in good faith that you all now are brainwashed by me and you'll accept it that you all are a brand. What next? Manage it? But before that, let's try and ask ourselves a deeper question. What is my brand? Okay, I am a brand. Agree. Accepted in good faith. But what is your brand all about? What do you stand for? What do people know about you? What do they don't know about you, more importantly, because that is more fatal to your brand. If the people don't know the best of you, you're losing out in the game. if you have not taken the initiative or the onus of building your identity, being vocal about who you are, what you dream of, what you're doing in your life, what you're made of, you allow yourself to be at mercy of others. You allow yourself to be taken for a ride. You give people the leeway to think, talk what they may want about you. Because you don't care enough. You don't care enough about your own identity and reputation and what people know, think, feel, talk about you. Do you think it's time we change that? Especially if today onwards we know how to. Do you think we should change that? Yes. So, what happens when you take the initiative of letting the world know who you really are? You influence their thoughts. I like to say it, you give them a slight nudge in the right direction. This is who I am, this is what you must know about me. This is my body of work. Which of the scenarios do you want to find yourself in? Former or latter? Former or latter? Both? How? Former or latter? Do you want to be at mercy of others, letting people know, think, feel, talk what they want about you? Or do you want to take control of what the world knows about you by celebrating your personal brand? Latter? Thank you. So, I hope I'm audible without a mic. I really hate standing behind the base and talking.
Are you comfortable?
I'm loud enough. I could be louder, but let's not touch you. Okay, so what is it that makes you brand you? What is the difference? What is the process? What is the journey? What is the secret? What is the strategy? How will you map your journey from being you to brand you? The first stage of discovering your personal brand is the most important one. That's foundation of understanding who you are, what you believe in, what you value in your life, what you love to do, what you dream of. What is the purpose of that dream? What is the legacy you wish to build? Why you want to do it? Why you should do it? What makes it different, special, unique? All these things go in crafting the story of your personal brand. Once you've discovered what your brand story is all about, you design a strategy to share it with the world. You knowing it is enough? You knowing your brand story is enough?
No.
Absolutely not. What's the point, right? The game changes when the world knows about you and your brand. How do you ensure that you're creating the right communication strategy to put your brand on the map? How do you ensure that you are then onwards executing the strategy to the T? So everything that you focused on, creating a brand value pyramid, visibility strategy, influencing people, evolving as a powerful thought leader in your industry, is all yielding the desired impact. By delivering that brand promise, by living up to the experience that you're telling people, I am capable of, or I bring this value to the table. You will have captured this entire process in 3 distinct phases. It's a long journey. It's a long journey of self-discovery, transformation, and a commitment to your dreams, and celebration of your legacy, which you've embarked upon. So my message to you today is, Start with discovering what your personal brand stands for. Create a strategy to ensure that the world is in on your brand story, and your dreams. And most importantly, deliver. Deliver on each and every promise that you make to the world and to yourself, because it's your dreams that we're talking about. Correct?
Yes.
So, let's try and understand certain critical areas of discovering, designing, and delivering your personal brand story. How will you discover your brand? What goes in the process of discovering? What is it that makes you absolutely unique and absolutely iconic? We work with something called as a brand new mosaic. It's a mosaic of 4 very important W's of your brand identity. Who are you? Mind you, it is not your name. It is not your designation. It's not your title that you serve in your organization, in your business, in your company. What do you do? Whom do you do it for? Your target audience, your ideal customer client base benefits the most from the value you bring on the table. And the most important, or the cherry on the cake as I like to call it, why? Why do you matter? Why I should pay attention to you? Why I should take you seriously? Why I should want to do business with you? These are by large the most important elements of your personal brand identity and positioning. Who are you? What do you do? Whom do you do it for? And why you are the go-to guy in your industry. Why you are the subject matter expert. Why you are the brand that matters. Let's take a few examples to understand. Who is he?
Richard Branson.
So nobody said Richard Branson when I asked you all for a thought leader.
Yeah.
Why? Isn't he worthy of being hailed as a thought leader? One of the most successful and celebrated entrepreneurs in the world. Agree?
Yes.
What is brand Branson all about? What makes Richard Branson Richard Branson?
Virgin.
Of course, is the plethora of companies which he's built over the last 50, 60 years. But what is it about Richard Branson? What is that never to die attitude? Let's see what Richard Branson's 4 W's are as an example to understand how you can craft your brand identity and your 4 W's. Who is he? An eclectic entrepreneur passionate about adventure and adulation. What does he do? What does Richard Branson do apart from, minting billions and billions of dollars? He ensures that he has fun in everything that he does and his customers have fun when they are associated with the brand Virgin. Whom does he do it for? Anybody with a wallet? Or anybody who shares that passion and love for fun and adventure which he does? And why is being able to become the Richard Branson of the world? Never say no attitude. Philosophy which he lives by. Philosophy which he believes in, that it's not only about profits, it's about people and planet as well. That is what makes Richard Branson Richard Branson. In interest of time, I'm going to skip this example. So how do you ensure that your 4 W's are absolutely unique and exclusive to you and do not mingle with his soda views, are not similar to his. I was inspired and fascinated by Rash's story when he said that he changed the course of his life just because he wanted to pursue his passion. If you have not known passion, you have not known life. If you have not had that crazy devotion to something, you're missing out on something in your life. Something that matters to you, something that moves you, something that keeps you awake till 4 a.m. in the night and jumpstarts your day at 6 a.m. on the same following morning. What kind of passion drives you? Better? Who will tell me? Okay, where was I? Passions. That is a part of passion in your life. And that is what forms the soul of your personal brand. What do you believe in? What are those morals, ethics, values that you adhere to that guide you during the darkest nights and brightest dawns? What are those beliefs which you will not give up on? What are those principles that make you you? Your passions and values form the soul of your personal brand, something that differentiates you from anyone and everyone in this entire world. What makes you unique? What makes you exceptional? What makes you an icon? The soul of your personal brand is from where the entire legacy emanates. It's your love, your dream, things that matter to you, things that you believe in. These are the foundations of your personal brand story and your legacy. What is the difference between having a dream and having a vision? Who will tell me? Don't you think having a vision is a step closer to reality than just having a dream? Agree? Yes. So to take it further, can I say that having goals is 2 steps closer to making your dreams come true? Having a vision is important. It dictates your why. It dictates your what. What you want to do in your life. What difference you want to make. What legacy you're trying to build. And then set goals to make it come true. But when you get up every single morning to take 1 step closer to your vision, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why does it matter to me? Why does it fuel me? Why does it move me? What is the purpose? Why are you chasing this vision? If your vision, your dream lacks a purpose, it's going to be a long, struggling journey. Because there's nothing to motivate you every single day. So before you embark upon making any dream come true, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Once you have your why, go ahead and create standardized goals to ensure that you're getting one step closer to your dream, not just your vision, to your dream. People who live their dreams achieve their goals. People who live their dreams play by their strengths. They leverage on the skills, the talents, the geniuses that they are born with and they've honed in their lifetime. When you play by your strengths, you're halfway ahead in the game. When you leverage your motivated skills, that is where you get a competitive edge about all other Me Too entrepreneurs trying to do similar things in your industry. Because these are the things that motivate you. What is it that makes you an exceptional and a unique person? What is it that the world needs to know about you? That one idea or thought that they can relate to you with. When you think of Steve Jobs, what do you think of? Apple? Sorry, what's that?
Change situationally.
I can't hear you.
Because we have to change the color as per the situation. That is what the picture.
Oh no, that's not what the picture says. The picture says you have to acknowledge and celebrate your uniqueness so that people know you for one exclusive thing. So you own that one exclusive piece of real estate in their hearts and minds. Something that nobody else can capture or dominate. That one idea which you personify. Ask yourself, what makes you unique? What makes you special? What makes you like no one other? And what you need the world to know. That is going to be your brand distinction. The distinction for your personal brand. The strategy that goes into your positioning. Steve Jobs has been positioned as the father of modern computing. What do you want to be known for? Ask yourself. Like I said earlier, we are wired to fall in love with people whose stories resonate with our stories. Because we are always looking out for people with whom we have a common interest, a common past. We are always trying to find a little bit of ourselves in the world, just so that we can establish that first point of connect and affinity. When you're crafting your brand story, remember, that is what you need to do. Establish that first point of connect with your target audience. Inspire them so that they seek their life story in yours, or get inspired from your story and do something absolutely extraordinary in their lives. Here's just some tips for you to go and work on your brand stories. 5 steps to stories that win hearts. When you start writing your brand story, ensure that you open with your big bang brand statement. Who you are, what you do, whom you do it for, and why you matter. Once you've done that, make your brand irresistible. Dish out what is it that makes you absolutely irresistible, and accomplished as an entrepreneur, and unignorable as a dreamer. Make your brand irresistible. Give people something that they cannot say no to. Once you've done that, take them through a time capsule. Make your life come alive. Share with them what you've learned in your life, what your journey has been till date, how it has grown you, shaped you as a person, as an entrepreneur. You can use your passions, aspirations, learn. Is that a time signal? Thanks. So where was I? Yeah, you can use your passions, vision, aspiration, learnings, milestones, setbacks. Show the human side of you. When you're ending your brand story, make that person reading it want to jump out of his seat, grab the phone, and dial that call to you. Because he wants to partner with you in your journey, or he wants to do business with you, or he wants to give you $10 million to invest in your company, because he wants to be a part of that dream. He wants to be a part of the legacy which you are building. So quickly moving forward, once you've discovered what your brand, your story, your legacy needs to be all about, how do you ensure you share that with the world? Brand your leadership. Home into that one idea or thought. If you matter, show the world how and why you matter. If you're leading a community, a revolution, where are you leading them to? Where you want to go or where they want to go? You would be a successful entrepreneur or a thought leader only when you lead your community to their destination, their choice of destination, where they want to go in their life, by enabling them and empowering them to make their dreams come true, by partnering with you in your journey. If you can't do that, we have a problem. And finally, never lose the sight of that dream. Always keep enviable focus on that focus of your brand, your thought leadership, the purpose of that dream. Why are you doing it? Never lose that focus. Every time you're sharing some part of your brand story with the world, these are 3 areas which you need to reinforce. How can you do that? How can you repeatedly reinforce these 3 areas of your brand leadership? Does this image tell you anything? Jack of all trades and master of none? Right. So we've learned, correct? So we've learned. Do you think that holds true today? It does? Or do you think it should have evolved like us? Should it have evolved? If yes, to what? You have to be the jack of all trades, but you have to have your skill sets, your armory, which you're absolutely good at, and you're constantly honing that skill set, getting better at it day after day. And that one formidable talent, or your thought leadership is what I like to call it, which makes you the emperor of. So your new mantra today onwards should be Yes, I'm going to be the jack of all trades, but I'm going to be the king of some and the Napoleon of one. One idea which I own, which I rock, which nobody can beat me on. What is that idea for you? Ask yourself. Ask yourself, what is it that you bring on the table? What is that exclusive value that people associate you with? What is your emperor value? What are your king values? And finally, what are those, of course, survivable jack values which you need to know? Everybody needs to know in your industry. But that is not the game changer. The game changer is your emperor value, your thought leadership, which is going to go ahead and become your legacy. Do we know this gentleman? Heard of him? Anybody who's heard of him? His name is Devdutt Patnaik. He is an author, an illustrator, a storyteller, a leadership guru, management guru, and above all, he's a doctor of medicine. Imagine. So I've tried to encapsulate his brand value pyramid to show you what is it that he is the emperor of today. Mythology. Learnings from Indian mythology and using that wisdom to guide the Indian corporate society today. He's a leadership guru, he's a storyteller, he's an author of n number of books. And also, he's a professional doctor. Not that he practices medicine, in my humble knowledge, but he is. Have you ever come across somebody who's got such a diverse ensemble of talents that make him absolutely unique as a person, as an entrepreneur, as a professional? Ask yourself, how will my brand value pyramid look if I'm supposed to make it? Once you've zeroed down to all these think tank business, it's time to get into action. How will you ensure that you're in front of the right people, doing the right things at the right opportune moments? How many of y'all have ever Googled yourselves? Okay. How many of y'all have ever Googled others? I expected all hands over here. How many of you have used Google? Nahi? Listen, I can talk only in English. I can't talk in Malayali. Somebody wants to translate for me?
Yeah.
I'm not getting a response.
So use Google, you know. Yeah, all really.
So say yes. It's Google God. You have to pay respects once a day. Minimum. But yes, don't we go and pay respect to the Google God at least once a day today? Jokes apart, if you Google people, trust me, they Google you as well. Especially if you're an entrepreneur. If you're out in the industry doing, seeking, wanting, growing business. How do you ensure that people, when they Google you, find the right information about you, about your company, that you're presented in the best light? You have multiple tools at your disposal today to be visible and presentable in the social world. A few of them These are LinkedIn, Google Plus, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, SlideShare, Pinterest, Tout, and the last one. What would that stand for? Yeah, that's simple, definitely is. What am I trying to convey with that? What is that one piece of digital real estate which you would have full control over to present your brand in its best fashion? Your own personal or company website? Your own blog? Tomorrow, if Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter shut down after 5 years, what happens to your 100,000 followers? Right? Would you have control over that? Would you want to start your brand building from scratch? The point is, it's great to use all these social media tools at your disposal for personal brand building and visibility and influence building. But the first step you need to do today is have your personal website, yourname.com, which is completely disjoint from your corporate brand website. It's all about you, your brand, your story, your dreams, your blog, your thoughts, everything about you. It's the place people should want to go to know more about you. Isn't that even a good idea? How many of y'all have a personal website today? Very good. After today, how many of y'all will go and have a personal website? Very good. My job is half done. Fantastic. But yes, it's very critical for you to have and own that digital real estate today. Complete control over your brand identity online. Okay? How do you deliver? How do you deliver on that rock star brand experience? The first step is know your brand. Brand yourself. Be known for something. Stand for something. Be celebrated for something. Share it with the world. Don't be the frog in the well. Be out there. Be available. Be accessible. And above all, as a thought leader, be useful. Give back something to the society. Deliver on your promises. Walk the talk. That is the secret to rocking your talk. In our industry, we call these the 4 critical C's of personal branding. Clarity on what your brand is all about, knowing it yourself, and then showing it to the world. Consistency in delivering your brand promise over and over and over and over and over again. If you're not consistent, if Apple iPhone 7 doesn't work, after all the mega successes of iPhone 1 to 6, what will happen to brand value of Apple? Unimaginable, right? It's taken for granted that they have to be consistent performers. Constancy in being useful to your communities, being available, being accessible, being there for them, adding value to them, even if they are not aware of what value they are looking out for from you. That is the job of a thought leader. Leading the way when people don't know where they want to be led to. And doing all these things 24/7, 365 days a year for the rest of your life with commitment to build the most precious asset of your personal brand? What is that? What is the last, fourth, final C? Your credibility. Isn't that what we live for? Is there anything more precious in your life than the credibility that you've built over the last 20, 30, 40, 50 odd years? Is there? Yes? Please tell me what it is. Yes? Bank balance? दूसरी बात है. Apart from that, nothing, right? Do you know today what people know, think, feel about you? Have you ever done a brand audit for yourself? Have you gone and asked people, what do you think about me? How do I make you feel? Do I add value to you? Do I inspire you? Have we ever done that? Yes or no? Should we do that on second thoughts? If you are embarking upon a journey of building our personal brand, should we know what our brand is in the industry today? I think it makes sense. What do you think? It is very important. If you want to embark upon a journey, you need to know where you are standing today. You need to know the equity you've already built in the industry today. You need to ask. You need to do a reputation audit. You need to know what your brand is all about. So that tomorrow it's easier for you to actually not to say that I want to be iconic, I am iconic. Thank you for your time and attention, and I hope I have done my bit and shared some inspiration in the room. Thank you.
So, thank you, Tanvi. That was a very inspiring session.
Thank you.
Now, over to the floor for questions, Q&A. Who's first?
I'll ask a question.
Yes.
Do you really have to be unique? Do you have to be unique? Can you still have a story even when you're not unique? I mean, think of all the teachers out there, right? A
Right.
teacher does not have to be unique. There could be many similar teachers who could be inspirational. So my question to you is, do you really have to be unique?
No, you don't have to be unique. You are unique. As a person, the things you love, your passions, the values you believe in, the dreams you have, do you think they're identical with any other human being on this earth? Identical. Maybe similar, of course.
But your stories could be similar.
Your stories could be similar, and they would be, because that is what connects you to other people. Certain life incidents, struggles, milestones, achievements, learnings. This is what people seek in your life story, to be inspired.
Who's next?
We use a tool called as a personal brand assessment tool to do the repetition audit. It's an online tool that we use.
Okay.
Probably,
So,
if nobody's interested, I can tell you later.
okay.
Is that it? So then I'll just touch upon a few gleanings that I gathered. First of all, regarding the personal brand, discover the 4 W's: who, what, whom, and why. In terms of brand distinction, And key advice, be a jack of all trades, king of some, but an emperor of one. And the promise of your brand should have clarity, consistency, constancy, and credibility, like the 4 C's of a diamond. Okay, and most of all, I think that the most significant thought that Tanvi has left us with is to have one's own website. Very important. So, with your permission, shall I wind up the session? Okay, then we take this conclude. Over to the MC. Please stay back while we just present the memento to the speaker.
Yes, definitely for good work. A token of gratitude from TiCon Kerala 2014 to Ms. Tanvi Bhatt. If I could request Mr. Ajis to please do the honors. That was all. Thank you so much, dear delegates. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We shall meet tomorrow. Sessions commence by 10:30 in the morning. So see you all tomorrow, and thank you so much.